Right, so we're going to look at today fitting a steering wheel to the EP3, which is there. So we need a steering wheel, obviously, and we need a Boss kit, as it says on there, Boss kit, which contains some little screws, an Allen key, and that'll attach your steering wheel to the Boss kit. And here is your Boss kit. There's your Boss kit. These are vehicle specific. That'll probably fit a lot of Hondas, however, so that's for the EP3. And it also comes with this thing, which I'm not sure what that's to do with yet. We'll figure out what that is. It's probably something to do with the horn, maybe. There's the fairing on the back there, so that's possibly that goes in there, maybe upside down. Who knows? That maybe fits in there. We'll have a look at that when we get to it. That's that. And then because we will be removing the airbag, I'll show you the steering in a second. We also will need something, hopefully, along the lines of this, which should knock off the light for your, I think it's SRS light on a Honda, your airbag light, hopefully. So, let's have a look at the steering wheel. We have a suede, not that you can tell, can you tell, with red stitching. It's a personal steering wheel, that doesn't mean it's made for me, that's just the name of the company. As you can see, they've made steering wheels for a lot of people over the years. All the champions and stuff. They're cool. And it also comes with a red horn that says personal on it, so that's cool. So that's the steering wheel, brand new, luckily. It is a, I think it's a 330mm or 320, I can't remember what size it was exactly. But it's a little bit smaller than the Civic one that's on it now. And I just fancied it because it was suede, basically, just for a bit of a change. So let's go and take off the steering wheel from the Civic. The first thing you need to do is disconnect your battery, because you are going to be messing around with airbags and you don't want that to go off in your face. So I will go and disconnect the battery and then meet you on the inside of the car. I will say, before you remove your steering wheel, make sure your steering wheel is central and it is straight. Your wheels are straight, and then centralise your steering wheel and then start removing it. Because if you take your steering wheel off with your wheels not straight and you put your wheel back on straight, it won't be straight. You might think your tracking's out, it's not, it's your steering wheel's not on straight. So make sure your wheels are straight and your steering wheel is straight and lined up central before you remove it. Right, so we're now on the inside of the car and the battery's off, so it's now dark, so that's great. So we'll put a light on. Let's put this light on. We should be able to see now. It's pretty bright, that'll do. I'll angle it that way for now. So here is the EP3 steering wheel. It's a momo steering wheel because this is the facelift. I don't think they're pre-facelift to momo, but this is a facelift. It's a decent steering wheel anyway. I'm going to keep this and put this into the Jazz. But first thing we need to do is we need to get the airbag out from here, and then that'll also give us access to the nut that holds the steering wheel on. So remember, battery off first, and then on the side you've got these little panels. Hopefully it'll zoom in properly. There, you need to take these panels off. There'll be one on each side. So use a trim tool, or if you're rough enough, get a screwdriver, whatever you want. I'm sure there's one on the other side, isn't it? We'll get this one off first anyway. Get this one off first, and that should give us the bolts to have a look at for our airbag. So let's get that off there. And there's your airbag plug. So we need to disconnect that and then find where the screws are to get the front off. So let's get that out first and then carry on. So the one on the sides is a smaller cover, you can see it there, so you just need to take that off. And that should give you access to two bolts. I think they're small, maybe 8mm or 10mm. I'll find out in a second when I go and get my ratchets, and then we can remove the airbag. I should take this part out. Right, so you need a T30 Torx piece, and that will get those. There's the footage. There we go. There you go. There's your little Torx screw there. So you need to remove those. That's a T30 Torx, one on either side behind those little plastic covers. So we'll get those out now. Both our T30 Torx bolts out. You see they've been put on with Loctite. So that now should mean this here will just pop off, and this should have our airbag. There is a wire that's connected to it, which is that one there, so pop that through the back. You should just pull forwards. Everything's difficult with one hand. But yeah, don't leave your battery on, otherwise this might explode in your face. Probably would have made a better video, to be honest, but there you go. So that's that off, and out, sorry. So that's where it was bolted on. It's bolted on through those two bits there, with just the two bolts either side. And that there should be your wire for your horn. And that one there is your airbag plug, which you've already undone. That plug to come apart, you slide this up like that there. It's on like a retainer spring, so you slide it up like that, pull the other side of it out. The strange thing is the part I've bought has actually got those, it would plug into that, so that's confusing me slightly, whereas the part of the plug that goes into the car is the opposite end, and it has 2 pins, so I'm not sure I'm going to get around that yet, but I'll work on that. I don't really want to chop that plug off, I want to keep that, but we'll see. We'll see how we can get around that. So yeah, so the last thing to disconnect is your horn. Don't pull on that wire because you don't want to be breaking that, so that'll just pull off by hand. Of course, like I say with all these videos, everything's more difficult when you're doing it one-handed. There we go. So that's there. There's your airbag. Sorry, is out. Put that in your chair. Keep that safe, and that will now leave us with the blinding light of Ryobi, and also a nut in the centre of there. So you need to unclip that little piece of wire in there, which is just in a tiny little clip there, so then that will not get in your way. All that is now good. I've never taken steering wheel off a Honda before, or off this Civic before, as far as I know, so I don't know if that bit of tape is supposed to be there, or someone's been in here before. Not sure, no idea. So yeah, so that there has obviously got you. It's designed to turn, so it'll have a contact ring or something on the back. We'll have to look at that later. But what we need to do now is we need to get this nut off. But what we're going to do is, from experience of taking steering wheels off, we don't want to take it all the way off. We want to slacken it so it's at least slack and got a few threads left, which then allows us to pull on the steering wheel to try and make it loose. Because sometimes in the past, when you take that nut off completely and you pull your steering wheel, you'll hit yourself in the face with your steering wheel. And as funny as that is, you don't really want to be doing that. So we're going to go and get the impact gun to get that off. You should be able to remove it with a normal ratchet, no problem. They shouldn't be massively tight. But you can see on there, like if you look on there, it's got blue line, blue mark. So where I work, where they remove parts of machines and bits of machines, they always line them up with blue. So you know if it's been removed or whatever, or if you do remove it, where it goes back to. I don't know if that's standard, I have no idea, because all that's painted pink. Strange. Could be standard, who knows. But anyway, let's go and get that off. I don't know what size that is, I'll tell you in a second. Okay, so 19mm, that's what size that is. And we have other battery powered brands are available. Ryobi impact gun. Make sure we're on slacken. And then we go for it. Okay, so there you go. Well, that was straightforward. So that's now loose, but it's not off, like I say, because you want to be able to pull the wheel. And pretty much you're going to pull either side of this just until you'll feel it go. It'll just come loose all of a sudden, and that's it. But it might take some doing. You can buy steering wheel pullers for a lot of these cars. I'm not really sure if I have one at home. I'm pretty certain I don't. But what you do, it kind of pulls on there and pushes on the shaft while pulling here, so it kind of forces your steering wheel off. I haven't got one for this. I do have one for Vauxhall, but I don't know if you need them for Hondas, having never taken a Honda steering wheel off before. So either I will manage to free this dead easily, or this video will be on hold for a few weeks until one arrives in the post, thanks to all the strikes. So let's find out if we can get this off dead easy or not. Right, so we're back. We didn't take longer than a few seconds, although it might have looked a bit strange for my neighbours when I sat in the car rattling around with the steering wheel and the car all around, but we're now free. So remove the nut. The nut is now off. Save the nut in our storage locator. Bye-bye steering wheel. There you go, one EP3 steering wheel removed. Dead straightforward. Let's go and get our boss kit. So we've retained our nut that we need to retain. Our boss kit will fit on there using that nut, which we won't nip up properly yet, but we'll have a look at the wiring, because that one there is the horn wire, so we need to figure out where that goes. Should just clip on the back of the horn, to be honest, because that's designed to turn with your steering wheel, obviously. So okay, let's go and get the parts that we need for the new steering wheel. Right, so we have the boss kit fitted now. It turns out that behind this was a piece of like a plastic ring that meant that it wouldn't fit on this car. So the splines were correct in the side. I thought they weren't at first, but they are. So we've got that fitted on. I just need to nip up that nut there. Do that with the trusty gun. And then that'll connect to the horn, so we can actually bolt the steering wheel on after we've done this. And hopefully I've got it all lined up in central. Hopefully. I don't know if I have or not. So that to me seems to look like it's going off that way a bit. So I'll maybe undo this, spin it round a spline, and then that should be it. Right, so I've re-investigated the actual resistor that I've bought from Delightful eBay. And it turns out that the section of wiring that connects to the back of the airbag actually unclips and has two little wiring pins there, so that resistor pack plugs into it no problem. That pack's massive, and when you take it apart it's like, well, I don't know, it's miniature. It's just a resistor with two little pins on it. So yeah, so I just need to plug that back in, hide that underneath that boss, which it should fit hopefully, and then that's the resistor hopefully to keep the airbag light off. We hope. Otherwise I'll come back to that. But yeah, so I'm going to take, you can pull this little cover off here because it's just slide on. So I'll pull that back, pull that cover off and slot that in there, and it hopefully will hide itself in there somewhere. Yeah, and then we'll attach the wheel. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, suede steering wheel, all fitted up. Just the horn to go. Plug that wire on there, which I'm going to have to bend that pin a little bit to get the plug on maybe. Maybe not, maybe turn the plug upside down. Push the horn into the centre, and that's going to look smart. Right, let's finish this. Absolutely amazing looking. That's cool. Suede. It's actually small, but smaller than the standard one, but I can see everything I need to see, no problem. Feels good. Feels really good. Really good. Yeah, I like that a lot. Distance between the gear knob and the steering wheel, perhaps a little bit longer. Hey, maybe never be able to get them race gear changes done, but otherwise, you'll have to excuse the light because it is dark outside. The joys of winter. But yeah, that's really smart. Really smart. Very happy with that. Really easy to do as well. Excellent. Job done. Personal steering wheel. It's not got my name on it, but it's pretty cool. Easy as that.